Previously on Hunting with Tripler.
Plus the cash. Well, it turns out that the CDs are now being sold for $200. I have now done the retro bright to all of the tops. So this is what I pulled out, and I'm going to clean them up as best as I can. All right, folks, this is what the bike looks like. What is happening, folks? Welcome to Hunting with Tripler. Are you really prepared for one of the biggest shopping days of the entire year? Seriously, are you ready? Let me show you what I've been doing to get prepared for an epic Black Friday. Check it out.
I collect so many things. Would you like to share this journey with me? I will show you the prizes I got today. So come along with me, come on and join in the chase. Yeah!
So guys, what I've been doing recently has been, well, predictable. Some of you might be asking, why isn't Tripler putting out 2 or 3 videos every single week? And the reality is, because I don't have time. I don't have time. But I'll tell you what, the most fun I have in the course of a week is making these YouTube videos for you guys. Lame. So before we jump into the video, I have an update on tracking the sale from $1 in the month of November, and it's brutal. Last time I did this, which was in July, I tried to pick up as much stuff as I possibly could, and though it was very successful, I just spent so much time tracking all of it. This time, I just decided I'd focus on a few items, big items that I could sell for really good profit. Well, these items that I have right now, which are 2 printers, they haven't sold at all, and the watcher that I did have on one is no longer a watcher anymore. I'm either gonna get really lucky at the very end of this month, but don't fret, we still have a few days left. We have Black Friday coming up, and I am poised to turn this thing around and make some good profit. So hold tight. So in today's episode, what we will be focusing on is some of the things that I've been doing to prepare myself for Black Friday and truly for the month of December. There's endless amounts of preparation that you've got to put in order to actually see really nice returns. And if you're not doing some of the things that I'm doing in this video, 1, I hope it's because you already did them, or 2, because you just don't have to at all. But I know for my business, I have to do some of the things that are so time consuming that they almost feel like they're not worth it until cha-ching, that sound goes off and you realize, oh, well, that was worth it. So what you're gonna see in this video are some pickups, inventory that I need for a lot of my listings, and last, the emphasis that I have been putting on collectible cards, which I really hope is worth it. So find a comfortable place to sit down after all that turkey you've just consumed and let Team Tripler take you on a little journey. What's happening, Team Tripler? First of all, I haven't cut my hair in so long, and it's just gonna remain this way for the foreseeable future. 6 months ago, I think it's about that long ago, I bought a huge lot of GoPro accessories from someone at a garage sale, and you should go back and check out that episode. It's called GoPro or Go Home, which is so clever. She told me she had more to sell, and fast forward 6 months later, and she's ready for me to come and see what she has. I didn't call her 10, 15 times. I think just one message over the last 6 months, and that sort of was the only reason the door was left open. I have no idea what it is. I don't know if it's GoPro related. I don't know if it's accessories, if it's electronics. I really don't know. So we'll be surprised together, and hopefully the price will be as good as it was the first time, because the price I got for all the GoPro related items was like $600, and so far my profit level is at like 3,000 to 4,000 on that. Yeah, so crossing my fingers for some good stuff here. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'll bring it up right here.
Okay, no problem. Doberman, right?
Yeah.
Doberman. You look cool. So how did you do at the garage sale?
We did pretty good. It wasn't a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
I think compared to
Have you done?
other
Yeah.
situations, I guess.
Gotcha.
But I think for kind of a first time thing, it was pretty decent.
That's good.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think think did pretty good last time. I would
Yep.
say it's only a few in here. I would say probably the biggest, our most expensive items to resell would probably be the chest mounts and the batteries, would be my guess. Small accessory wise.
Yeah, agreed.
A couple of those.
All right, so that pickup was fine. It was 150 bucks. I'll certainly make my money back on what's in there, but I'm really focusing on the items in this particular lot that have UPC labels. If they don't, it's just a lot harder to sell. So we'll go through that at some point here, and hopefully I make a pretty decent amount of money. I didn't check everything. I didn't scan everything while I was there, but I should do well. Okay, so it's a day later from the pickup on the GoPro accessories. What I did find, a few surprises, and it turned out to be a lot better of a deal than I had anticipated. So let's take a look, and I'll show you there's one box that will all on its own double my money. So let's take a look. Here it is. This is what I got. No, I'm just kidding. This is what I got. This is everything here. Just a quick scan. A lot of it doesn't look like much from the viewer's perspective, but I'll take you up a little bit closer. We'll go through this pretty quick, and you know, if some of you know a little more about this, want to dive into some reseller lots, I am happy to put some things together for you folks. If you want to buy the entirety of this, I usually say that when I do big bulk buys, is if someone is interested in some of what you see here, I'm happy to make some pretty significant deals for you. This was a box of filters, and they are for an older edition, and they're for the waterproof cases for an older GoPro. So unfortunately, there's not a lot of great value here, but the comps that I did see, just like something like this was worth about 40 bucks. And I have, you know, approximately 40 or 50 of these in this box. So that's the big unknown. That could be really awesome, but knowing how old they are, it's probably not going to be much value. And if I have it, it's going to be over a year to sell all of them. 3D Hero system, some cases and enclosures. These are a couple of off-brand, just some random accessories, things like that. Some enclosures, some suction cup mounts. This is the box I was talking about, these roll bar mounts. I sold these really fast. I've got 20 of them here. They'll sell for about 15, 16 bucks a piece. So I'll get about 300 bucks. So I won't necessarily double my money after fees and shipping, but I should be able to pocket about $50 to $75 after fees on just this box alone for the entire deal. These are the Junior Chesty, which, yeah, a Junior Chesty. They go for about 15 bucks on the low end. I saw some going for 25. Just some additional mounts here. These have some SKUs on them. These are the battery packs, so those will sell for about 40 bucks a piece. I have 12 of them, so that's pretty nice. A whole bunch of random accessories here. These are different kinds of mounts, lenses, straps, things of that nature. There's a whole bunch of just more random. These are waterproof enclosures for, I think, the 3D. So in total though, I would guess, if I was a betting man and I was looking at the profitability on just what you see here, after fees, after shipping, after my original cost of goods, I'm gonna guess I'm gonna be at about $1,000 profit on just this deal right here. Of course, I'll start with everything that has an actual SKU on it, right? Something like this. That has one, these have them. These will be a little bit easier to sell. I'm gonna try these, and you know, we'll track this. We'll see how we do, but very happy with the pickup, and now it goes into the work of actually listing it.
A big part of my business is being able to replicate the same listing over and over again. It saves me time, and I have a really good sense of what my margins are going to be every single time I'm outsourcing. In this particular segment here, one thing that you can't overlook is how important it is to have replenishables. What I mean by that is controllers, cables, cords, those kinds of things. You need to have a source for some of that, but there's other times when you have to kind of take a little bit of a gamble to get some of the inventory you need to make sure that some of the listings that you put up consistently are sustainable. And a lot of the times I might have consoles and not have the controllers. A lot of times I might have the controllers and the cords and not the consoles, and vice versa, and every variation of that. So this next segment is really about replenishables and taking a chance on maybe a buyer that you don't always deal with. And in this instance, this buyer ended up getting 5 stars from me. All right, so here is the lot, and there's some cords and cables in there that I need. This is the kind of stuff that I buy. So this original Xbox controller goes for about 20 bucks, and there's 2 of them in here. Most of my money will come back to me in the form of Xbox controllers, so it's why I got it, but I'll pull this all out so you can see what I've got in this mess of stuff. Okay. This is the extent of everything that I picked up. It's quite a bit of stuff here. A lot of OEM and just a few aftermarket. So to give you a sense of cost, I spent a total of $115 on everything here. 2 items here that are for parts, the Genesis and the Nintendo controller. And they actually might work, but they're frayed cables, so those are, in my mind, parts. Some aftermarket, PlayStation, maybe Sega Genesis there, and a Super Nintendo. And then we have some great, I mean, this right here, in fairness, retail value on what I'm looking at right here is probably, I would call it 60, 80. This is probably about $100 worth of AC adapters right here. I did get some NES controllers. Some of them are in good shape, others not so much. Got the Super Nintendo controller and a Sega Genesis controller. A lot of Xbox controllers. The 3 blue ones should go for about 20 a piece, and then the regular original Xbox non-Duke should go, I think, for over 15. And then a lot of PS2, some RF adapters up there at the top, and then some zappers here. So, I mean, in total value, some of this is worth just selling just to get my money back, but for the remainder, it's going to be going towards incomplete sets that I had to put together. Great stuff here, great buy. Definitely look out on eBay for just lots of video game accessories, controllers. Sometimes you can do really well on those, especially if they are not for parts. It's the middle part of Q4. It's 9 o'clock at night. I will be here till probably 1 o'clock. I'm in the middle of an absolutely massive listing party of everything collectible cards. Check this out. I got that, some Pokemon there. Got my light rig set up over there. Cards, more cards. And that might not seem like a lot, but when you're talking about a lot of individual items, it's overwhelming. So my goal here is to take the next couple of weeks, pull all of the cards that are, plus 10, 15 bucks, maybe lot some of them together, especially ones that are doubles, triples, and more. And for the individual cards that, might be, if it's a PSA 10, then, put it at a particular price. I'll probably only personally keep a handful of these cards. Most of these cards I won't grade, and will just do the best I can in putting, good pictures up on eBay. But this is what we'll be doing for the next couple of weeks. Cards, and a lot of them. It's been about 9 days since that last clip, and I have spent so many nights looking at endless amounts of cards, and I mean, I have thousands of cards, and I didn't know I had this many. I'm gonna show you what I have here, but it looks messy. This is the best I can do, but I wanna put this in my next video because truly, if you have any type of collectible cards, now is the time, and I can't stress it enough. you could be sitting on a gold mine and not even know it. This is about endless hustle, working through the night, and just getting stuff that is gonna sit in a box, getting it out there for people who really want it, because I don't want this anymore. I want this gone. Check it out. So everything up here is in various types of stacks. They are in certain groups, and there's more. Can't forget those Griffies. There's just so many different variations of cards that I have laid out. I have more down here. These are pre-1985 top sets. I've got cards that are lined up out here. Those there I'm going to be selling locally. I've pulled pretty much most of the good cards out of those boxes there. There's more stacks. I mean, I just haven't gotten through everything, but most of it I have. Effectively, starting left to right, I'm going to be going through this process now of determining which ones are worth getting graded and which ones aren't, and then trying to lot them as best as I can, because this would take a month to list all of this individually, and there's just no point to do that. You know, lotting them together is probably the smartest thing to do. I don't sell collectible cards on eBay. So having looked through a lot of that, you know, it reminds me of the excitement I used to get as a little kid. And this is definitely something that you want to get graded. I don't think it's going to grade out to be a 10, but even a PSA 9 would certainly make it worth what I paid for that particular card. And then I've just got, you know, I've got Pokemon, I've got First Edition, I've got Shadowless, I've got Charizards. You know, I've got just like, I mean, these are cards that I've pulled that I believe are worth at least $50 or more. So this stack, from at least what I can tell, is Pokemon $50 plus. There are a few in there that are supposed to be plus 200 or more. I'm probably gonna look at this stack, take a peek at the condition, and then send most of these off to get graded. Most of the time, if you don't think it's a PSA 10, it's just not going to be. That's the simplest rule. And then there's others that I just want to keep for myself, you know, that they're iconic cards that just mean a lot to me. As a kid growing up, this right here was a card that in my heyday you were looking for all of the time, and having pulled it in a pack was super exciting. It's not going to grade out to be anything more than probably a 7 or an 8. I don't think. But then I have just stacks. I have stacks of, you know, look, I've got this David Robinson Fleer All-Star card. There's just so much good stuff here, and I don't even know where to begin. I've got Jordans. I've got endless amounts of Jordans, and I'm gonna meticulously go through those, because the moment that a Jordan goes from a PSA 10 down to a PSA 9, it's almost just like it wasn't worth sending it in. So anyway, this is gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of work. I haven't gotten to the end of this task yet, but I think once I show you guys the room and it's clear, that's when you'll know I have finished what I started here. It's gonna be a while. That was today's episode. It was a blast and a whole lot of work. I have endlessly been working on these listings for cards, and it's kind of making me want to just give up on it, but I know in the end it's gonna be worth it. And we'll also do an update on the cards that I'm gonna send off to be graded. I think some of you might enjoy that. I'm just hoping that I get at least 110 out of the entire lot. That would make me very happy. So I got a question in my last video that I actually wanted to address, and it was, how do I pack and ship golf bags? And it's one of those things that I never really thought about, but it's actually really simple. Now I'm gonna show you a crusty golf bag by Cleveland that is a double strap. It's got the stand on it. It's something that doesn't have a whole lot of stuff that could actually break during transport. The simplest thing that I've done is I pad wrap the entire thing. The next thing I do is I take these plastic bags, they are not trash bags, and I like to cover the top
and the bottom. Now once you pad wrap this thing and put the cover on the top and the bottom, it's actually pretty simple. Slap a label on it and send it off. Now the question might be, how much does the shipping cost? Now typically for something like this, unless I'm shipping it within the state of California or the various states right next to California, I'm probably gonna spend about $25. If I'm shipping it really close, it's about 15 bucks because they probably weigh right between 7 to 12 pounds per bag. When you're shipping it with FedEx, and that's the service that I would highly recommend, you just can't treat all golf bags the same. The one that I showed you here is a really simple one, and it just doesn't have a lot of parts that could break off. So I really don't feel bad pad wrapping that and simply putting a top and a bottom cover on it and shipping it as is. No box required. But others, you have to kind of judge for yourself. If there's a lot of hard plastic, if there's things that could break during transport, I would highly recommend finding 2 boxes, putting them together, sandwiching them together, and trying to go that route. I hope that answers your question. And for any of you that might have shipping related questions or things of that nature, send it my way. I am happy to answer them, and especially something like this that I don't mind putting into my videos. So anyway, folks, I hope you are totally prepared for tomorrow because I think it is going to be a really big day for a lot of you resellers. And for those of you who are collecting, make sure you go out there and look for the deals because I will be putting a 5% discount across the board on my eBay channel, and that is what I'm talking about. I am gonna get some sales this weekend. So anyway, folks, thank you again for stopping by. I truly appreciate it. If you want to become a subscriber, that will not hurt my feelings. If you want to hit that thumbs up, that's cool too, because then a whole lot of people out in YouTube world will see this video. Anyway, thanks again, guys, and I will see you next time. Take care. But I'll tell you what, the most fun I have in the course of a week is making these YouTube videos. That didn't work at all. Is this thing broken? The most fun I have in the course of a week is making these YouTube videos. And they are awfully fun. Is making these YouTube videos for all of you guys. These YouTube videos for you guys, it's so much fun. Gosh. But I'll tell you what do I have to do? This is it's gonna work this time. It's gonna work. Woo!
Next time on
About 3 minutes
Hunting
left
with
in this
Tripler.
auction.
Have we opened this yet?
No.
All right, so extremely fortuitous.
Folks, this is the entirety of what we picked up at the storage locker.